Welcome, listeners, to the Gamer Headlines Show. Gamer Headlines is weekly entertainment podcast. This is episode 44, and I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Cortez. And as always, I'm joined by my right-hand man, my co-host, I got nothing else, Adnan Riaz.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah. Dude, I haven't ever used it, like, in like social situations between us, but I really want to make your new nickname like Ad the Man Riaz, like Stan the Man Lee. I think I've mentioned this before in the podcast. I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me. People tend to make my own nicknames up for me and just roll along with them.
Yeah, you were telling. Actually, I'm pretty sure we had this conversation already. That you're like, I always have nicknames, Christopher. Anyway. So, welcome guys to the show. As always, we got some really cool stuff in store for you guys in our 44th episode. But before we get into all of our, the nitty gritty, dude, Adnan, talk nerdy to me, my friend. What's been going on since last week?
A lot of things. A lot of alcohol. A lot of alcohol. But that's more of a private matter. No, I haven't had much to do. I did try and watch Birdman, but I fell asleep. And that's not in a bad way. Like, that's more of me being tired and I couldn't watch it.
Such a great movie, man.
Yeah, I do need to kind of sit down properly and watch it. But I've been watching Scream, that show that I absolutely fucking slated a few episodes back. And so it was like a complete abomination and yada, yada, yada. No, I've been watching Scream, though, and kind of like now it's past the mid-season. I thought I'd come back to you and give you a bit more of an impression of what I've watched, what I've seen, everything about it.
The reconnaissance.
I'm not taking away from the fact that it's still terrible. But it kind of like, it is a bit more, it's improving though, if that's kind of like a scary thing from an MTV show. It does improve quite a bit. The kind of like consistency is more there. And the kind of like, the backstory is building a lot more, especially what they kind of do, because they take their own twist on Wes Craven's story. That is the reason why this mass killer is born, like, there's, what it takes inspiration from and whatever else. So it's kind of improving. I think what the only kind of other thing that I've kind of seen in the later episodes is that the novelty is starting to dwindle, in that really essence of what Wes Craven was doing with satire. Especially how he had his Randy, who was always talking about, like, and, you never say this unless, like, they don't execute it properly. Kind of like it's now turning almost into a serious horror drama. Sometimes it does kind of bring you back to earth with those one-liners and stuff, but it kind of is, detaching itself a little bit too far away from it. And I'm like, that's not really Scream. Scream is all about satire.
Yeah.
Serious horror film combined with like, satire of what the horror genre is. No, but it is kind of improving that. The dialogue's still shit and a lot of the acting is still terrible. If that's like, a nice way of putting it. But I've been watching though. I think it's one of those, if this was another kind of like, show in a different genre, I would have put it down by now. Maybe like Gotham, but, I watched the entire first season of that and I've wasted half my entire life watching that as well. I was like, why did I even do that?
I would love speaking of Gotham, I would love for like the Scream killer to just like, he kills someone and then he picks up their sandwich and walks away. Like, I want to see more sandwich stealing in the universe.
More sandwich stealing. We should have that in every game. We steal people's sandwiches.
They did that with the Burger King game, Sneak King.
Should be like Arkham Knight, where that guy's sitting on in the corner of that booth at the beginning of the game. That officer should just like backhanded him and then got your bacon butty from behind the bar, or the diner bar.
I felt bad for him. He couldn't eat his meal. He
couldn't eat his meal.
Yeah,
he even changed it as well when he said, "Don't tell my wife."
Yeah, poor guy. He just wanted to have like a fuck it day with his diet, but like.
Yeah, and he just gets injected with some like illegal fucking hallucinogenic. Lucius Fox is just sitting there making a cure. No, but with Scream though, it's kind of improving gradually. I'm not sure how they're going to tee up. The fact that they have a second season now kind of changes it for you, what they, what the dynamic's going to be.
Right.
I'm still trying to suss out who the killer is, if anything, or killers.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is though that kind of ruins it now though, because Scream set that. Here's the bill of what it was. That was a big plot twist when there was two killers in Scream.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, the one killer. That's why like Scream 3 does something really well where it goes just to one killer.
Oh yeah, and it was like, and what was he was like the director of everything because he had
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
the one
it's-
that motivated Billy and Stu and shit.
It's Sydney's stepbrother.
Yeah, or half brother, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
half
that the
brother.
mom was like a whore or something in Hollywood and got pregnant and shit.
Yeah, fucking. She was so close to being Princess Leia. That cameo is one of the best I've ever seen in a film. I guess he gets to sleep with George Lucas.
I wonder if George was like, ah, shit. Like, ah, fuck. Like, why did they have to say that?
No, but I mean, like, it was definitely like with like Scream was brilliant because like in the third one they went like they broke the rules and it wasn't two killers, it was just the one killer.
Right.
And like even just the first one that set the standards that the plot twist was there's two killers. It wasn't just one. This is how they were doing everything. I'm just worried they do two killers now. I think it might be a possibility. Just a slight hint, but I'm also thinking it might just be one.
Yeah.
I'm like on the.
I mean, they could. I think it's okay if they were to do one, but if you really think about it, it makes more sense for it to always be two people because it's one person on the phone, like taunting you and scaring you and shit, and then the other person like doing the killing. Because like I can't imagine like that dude's trying to be stealthy and like he's on the phone. Like that wouldn't work. Like you would know where he's coming from. So
well, it's not that. It's the fact that we Scream that the killer is always moving from place to place, and they always need an alibi because they can't be like they have to be with someone. They can't always be disappearing from some places here and there.
Right, there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, by the way, remember those really dumb moments in Scream, the first Scream, like really stupid moments where they would be like Sydney would be like, "Oh God, I'm really scared" or whatever, and then her friend's like, "It's okay," like Rose McGowan, and then they walk away, and then you see the Scream killer like in the grocery store in the background, and it's like, and he like runs away. It's like, come on, dude! Like the guy walked in with his costume and was just like, looking at her in the fucking frozen dairy section. Like that bothered me. It's such a like '90s trope, Like I felt like that was something the studio did. Like the studio's like, the killer has to appear every 10 minutes or else the audience is going to get bored. And Wes Craven was like, God damn it, I guess so.
You must feel like that all the fucking time with like after the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. No, I think that don't they kind of build it? No, because the fact is that people are wearing the mask at that point. Okay. Do you know when you have the Fonz in the office and he's wearing the mask? He scares it like that's so funny.
It's such a creepy scene that says a lot about his character, right? Like, why would he do that?
I just love when he meets when he goes into the janitor and he has the Freddy Krueger outfit on.
Oh yeah, and that's actually Wes Craven. That's cameoing.
Yeah, and he's like, not you, Fred. He calls him Fred. I was like, oh, so it's a great throwback to his own work. But yeah, I think like it is a really ridiculous thing. Looking at it now, it's a stupid trope of 90s horror films and stuff. But at the same time, you kind of like. But things like this is really deterring from Scream that is that well, it's kind of like linking with it because the film's like he still deploys the same techniques,
right?
Like with Nightmare on Elm Street, he sets up that girl who's in the white dress. Can't remember her name. She's meant to be like the false perception of what the main protagonist is meant to be. It's meant to be Nancy, but he kind of makes you believe this is the girl because she's the first girl you see.
Right.
She's wearing white, and he kind of like shatters that within 20 minutes when he kills her.
Yeah.
But I think like they kind of do that with the. They kind of tried that with the show a little bit, but I'm kind of still hesitant. I need to see what happens at the end of the first season because like there's so many girls that there's never done that. Like it's not. I think they just put so much more of an attention on Willa Fitzgerald's character that it's kind of like it's not done what Wes Craven would do. And I think that's maybe one of the biggest problems of the show is like, are they deterring too much from what Wes Craven would do, or are they doing better? It's kind of hard, but I think that the problem is with the show when you watch it, it's really bad dialogue combined with what Wes Craven found difficult, and that's reimagining Scream for 21st century audiences because it's like it's so hard to do now because horror's just evolved.
Yeah.
They even they keep touching it, like, oh, let's do Snapchat, no, Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and they're like, oh.
I mean, it's true, man. Like, in a way, like this show shouldn't even be a thing. In a way, the whole like idea of a Scream franchise shouldn't be, like maybe every 10 years they could do one, but that's the whole point of like what Craven was trying to do. Like he made a horror movie for the 90s, you know what I mean? That redefined horror. much in the same way that like Friday the 13th redefined horror in the 70s, and like in the 80s, you know, it was the Nightmare on Elm Street series and shit. And I don't know, it just kind of came off as well, really Halloween in the 70s, not Friday the 13th. I would give that more credit.
Halloween in the 70s.
Yeah, that was like, holy shit.
80s was a different genre. It's a combination of like the Rose 70, the slasher genre resurged heavily,
Right.
and then you also had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and
It got kind of corny.
Hellraiser.
It got kind of campy too, right? Remember, like Jason goes to like New York or something.
No, it's Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's really campy. Have you heard when they talk about that?
Oh yeah, I saw I think we talked about the documentary, that excellent Nightmare on Elm Street documentary.
Nightmare Dreams, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was such a good documentary, man. Even
Oh,
if you're
Never
not
Sleep Again. Sorry, not Nightmare Dreams. Never Sleep Again. Sorry. That's the one.
yeah, like even if you're not a huge horror fan, it's such a great documentary.
It's so interesting what they talk like, because they're all like, they're kind of like withdrawing a little bit of what they've done, sort of thing. But it is really, really, really campy.
Yeah.
Not even saying that, it's just kind of they didn't know what they were doing, and I think like unintentionally they made the protagonist look gay.
Yeah, they
And-
spoke about that, and that actor
Yeah,
was
this is-
actually, ironically, was gay, and like he said, I think it's kind of like that movie has huge sexual, like he goes, as a gay man, I was looking at that movie later on in my career, and he was like, and he goes like, holy shit, like this movie is like really about being gay, and like even what's his face, the guy who plays Freddy, is like, I guess it is, I don't know, like I don't think that's what we were trying to make back then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
Well, okay, we've heavily deterred so segment. Do you want to hit me with what you done, Chris?
For sure, dude. Yeah. I actually, man, I was having trouble trying to, remember what I was doing this past week. And, but really, I think the main thing I wanted to talk about, because this actually happened to me a few weeks ago, but I'm still playing the game. But I actually impulse bought Rare Replay.
Impulse.
Yeah, impulse, man.
In quotes.
Yeah, I had no intention of buying the game, but I made it one of the 12 games I buy in the year. And I mean, come on, for $30, you couldn't beat that. And I'm actually really enjoying it. It's when you think $30, 30 games, there's gonna be definitely a lot of games that suck. Like suck in terms of like it doesn't connect with you or whatever the case is. And like at the moment, I think I'm playing 8 of them or 10 of them. I can't remember. I went through every single game, and there's a lot of them that I'm just like, fuck this, I'm not playing it ever again. Fuck this. But there's a big handful that I really enjoyed, and I just kept narrowing it down, and now I think it's down to like, I'm playing all the N64 games like Conker's Bad Fur Day and the 2 Banjo games and Blast Corps and all that. Those are excellent games. But then I'm also playing like their first game. I think it's called like Jetpack or something. Excellent fucking game. Like it was their first game they ever made, and it's so good. It's a really cool collection. Like, you could tell that obviously, with getting those games and putting them on a disc, that doesn't really take much in terms of like budgeting, But so they got the rest of the budget for that game, and they spent it on making these like really great documentaries and like adding in a bunch of like cool bonus features and stuff. And sadly, because I love bonus features. I'm one of those guys that I've noticed people nowadays hate bonus features, but I love them. I think
You never hate bonus features.
Yeah.
So it's more disheartening to see them, disappear from DVDs.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad, man. Like especially now, like. You'd be lucky if you get like an hour of bonus features. And I remember when DVDs first came out, it was like, fucking like, 10 hours of bonus features. But I love them. I think it's so great seeing the history of how something was made and the backstory and shit. And Rare Replay has these excellent documentaries where they get the creators that they don't even work for Rare anymore, but they got them for the interviews to sit down and kind of like talk about, the games that they made. And they're excellent, dude. They're so great. Like I saw the one on Conker. There's another one on what was it? Battletoads, which was pretty cool. There's one on Banjo-Kazooie. They're all really great documentaries. The one thing I hate though is you have to unlock them, and I hate that because I get it. They want to make it like so that you keep playing the game to unlock stuff, but when it comes to bonus features, I hate it when developers unlock it. I mean, like, lock it. I think it's so fucking dumb. Like, it's exactly what it is. It's a bonus feature. It's not like, it shouldn't be a part of the game that you have to unlock. Like, God of War, perfect example. Remember when God of War 2 came out, and it came with a DVD of, like, bonus features and shit? That was so fucking cool. And you could just see them anytime you wanted to. And I waited until I beat the game, but so I didn't spoil myself, but you could see them anytime. I really wish Rare would have done the same thing, like just had them unlocked. I mean, you know, I'm an adult. I could wait and see the bonus features whenever I want. I hate that they're like locked and have to earn them and shit. But anyway, aside from that, it's a great collection. It's $30. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's on the fence or you know has a. I actually did a video. It's a 2-part video. It's my first impressions on it. It's called Chris Plays Rare Replay. You can see it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/crhappen. But basically, like my overall impression of it was great price, awesome games on there. Like I would even argue like all the N64 games alone are worth $30. So the fact that you're getting that and more, it's like super great. But yeah, it's a good collection.
Yeah,
it's all right. That's how Japanese Sonic sounds. Wow, that is such an obscure reference. Like even
keep it.
It's what? Long story short, Sonic Adventure Japanese version. When you beat a level, he goes, "It's all right," and then they play the song, and I just found that amusing.